Hello, Amy. Can you tell me if my things have arrived at yours yet? I was told by the moving service that they had finished delivering. Yeah, we had loads of boxes delivered yesterday evening. What was all that? David said he called you, but you wouldn't tell him what you've sent us. If they've arrived safely, then that's all that matters. You haven't opened any of them, have you? I don't want you going through what's inside. You're not allowed to touch anything. David told me you said you didn't want us opening them over the phone, so I haven't touched any of them. But what are they? There's so many boxes, and we had an extra delivery this morning. I hope that's the last of them, because we really can't take any more. What are we supposed to do with them? We don't have the space to store them, and it's become more difficult to move around because they're all stacked up in the hallway. We can't keep them like this. What do you want us to do with them? It's fine, don't worry about it. You don't have to do anything with them. You have a spare room next to the living room, right? Just put them in there. That's all you have to do for me. Excuse me? Mary, I can't do that, and you can't just decide that for us. We're already using that room for something else. We can't use it for storing your things. Even if you are my mother-in-law. I'm sorry, but everything's still in the hallway ready to be moved, so I'd be grateful if you'd have them cleared away soon. Don't worry, I'll be there soon. I'll tidy everything away myself, so you don't have to do anything. Everything will be out of the boxes and tidied away in no time, so just leave everything as it is. I'm sorry, what? You're coming here to take everything out of the boxes? I don't understand. Why would you do that? I should be there this evening. I'm asking you why? To put away my things. I don't want you or my son going through my things, so I'll organize everything myself. You don't have to do anything. You should be happy that I'm willing to do it all by myself. I still don't understand. Why would you send all of your things all the way here to organize them? Can't you do that at home? Oh, didn't David tell you? I thought you already knew that I'm moving in with you. That's why I've sent all my things to yours. I'm looking forward to living with you both, and I hope that we can get on well. Have you already prepared my welcome party? You'll have to set one up to introduce me to the neighbors. Excuse me? I haven't heard anything about you moving in with us. Are you sure you're not mistaken? David already said no the last time you asked to move in with us, so why would he change his mind? And first of all, I haven't given my approval, so there's no way he would do something like this behind my back. We can talk about that when I arrive. I'll be there by this evening, so make sure you have something prepared for me by then. No, you can't just decide something like that by yourself and force it on us. We don't have anywhere for you to sleep, and like I've been saying, we don't have the space for your stuff. I'm sure there must be plenty of things you don't need or use that you can throw out. The room next to the living room gets a lot of sunlight, so I'd like to use that as my bedroom. If you can clear that room up for me, I can work on tidying my things away as soon as I arrive. It should be clean by the time I get there if you start right away. Oh, and I get back pain if the mattress isn't comfortable enough, so make sure that you get one that's meant specifically for back pain. I love the memory foam, but the cheap ones are too firm, so think carefully before you buy. I still haven't said that you can live with us. David hasn't told me anything, so I'm pretty sure that he hasn't given his permission either. And what is David's dad going to do? Is he going to live by himself? Are you splitting with him? I don't want to live with James anymore. I want to live with my son. You won't deny me that, will you, Amy? Will you welcome me into your home? I've got nowhere else to go. You can't just kick me out into the street when I'm begging this much. What time do you think you'll be here? I'm gathering up the last of my things, so I should be able to leave the house soon. I'll be there by this evening. According to the train timetable, my train should reach the station around 4 p.m., so would you pick me up? I've got a lot of things to carry, and I don't know the way from the station. Can you come and get me at 4? Thank you, I'm going to go get ready. Mary, you can't come and live with us. Like I told you, we don't have anywhere for you to sleep. The room you're talking about isn't available, and we can't throw things out just because you need a place to stay. You can't decide this and guilt-trip me into letting you stay. But David already said that it would be okay. If he gave the all-clear, then there's no reason why I should ask for your permission. You should listen to what your husband says if you want to be a good wife. Do you understand? Do as David says, or he'll start hating you. David told me that he never said it was okay. He says that he already told you couldn't move in with us. If you're going to insist, then I'll check with him again. But even if he does say it's okay, please know that I'm not okay with it. This is my house as well as his, and I won't agree to living with you. Why not? Why does it matter so much whether one person is living in your house or not? I won't take up that much space, and it's not like you have children to raise. What on earth could be the problem? Can't you pity your own mother-in-law and be generous enough to take care of her in her old age? It's not like it'll cost you that much money. You should be happy to live with me. I'm your husband's mother. So you want us to pay for everything while you stay with us as well? That makes it even more difficult for me to let you stay here. We don't have an infinite supply of money or space. Please don't be unreasonable. You're the one that's being unreasonable. You married my son. You should be the one taking care of me anyways. It's your job to take care of me. I just called David and he tells me that he never gave you permission to stay with us. He says that he made it clear that you can't move in with us. Who should I believe? My own husband or someone who's lying for her own convenience? Oh, really? I don't remember that. I heard him say that it was okay. That's not an excuse for you to try to force your way into our home. You don't have to phrase it like that. I'm much older than you, so please don't talk down to me. I'm not making excuses. I've no idea what David would want to marry a woman like you. He's so honest and gentle, but you're so rude. What could he have seen in you? It's a mystery to me. David said that he hasn't given his permission, so please stop. You can't live with us, Mary. We'll send your things back as soon as we can. It'll be a problem for me if you do that. I'm leaving this house and I'm not coming back. I don't want to live here with this man anymore. You're free to leave James if that's what you want, but you can't come here. You can't stay here and you'll have to find somewhere else. Mary? Mary? Please don't ignore my messages. Amy? Hello? Call not answered. Call not answered. Amy, where are you going? I've been waiting for 15 minutes. I told you I would arrive at 4 p.m., so why aren't you here to pick me up? What are you doing? Answer my calls! I've got too many things to carry. I can't leave the station. Would you hurry up and collect me? Mary, I told you that you can't come live here, but you were the one that ignored my messages. Call not answered. What are you talking about? I thought the conversation was over. We were supposed to meet anyway. And I thought we could talk about it then, if you really wanted to discuss it more. But you never came to pick me up. Will you hurry up? I'm not coming to collect you. Say whatever you like, but you'll have to collect me because I can't go to your house by myself. I have too much luggage. I can't get on the bus either because I don't know the way. You really haven't been listening to anything I've said, have you? I've already been waiting out here half an hour, and it's starting to get embarrassing. You're the one that's not listening to me properly. I can't collect you because we're at your house. We've already asked James about what happened. What are you talking about? We heard that you stole from his savings and spent his money without his permission, and that he got angry and asked for a divorce when he realized what you had done. I don't remember that happening. Are you sure that's what happened? My memory's been very hazy recently, so you can't blame me for something I don't remember. Apparently you wouldn't leave when he asked you to, so he suggested that your eldest son and his family come live with him. Didn't he? And that means that you have no choice but to leave, doesn't it? Because you were always horrible to your eldest son's wife. She even got depressed because of the way you treated her, and your own son doesn't want you to come near her. So you've never been invited to visit them. I heard that you've never been to see their children, your own grandchildren, because they don't want you harming their mental health either.
That's not true. She's just too weak mentally. James is being ridiculous, too. How can he choose his daughter-in-law over his own wife? He told me to leave because I stress her out. But why should I leave? I was here first. She's only here because she's married to our son.
I think he's being fair.
What did you say?
James asked you for a divorce and asked you to leave because you spent his savings, but you wouldn't leave. I think it's only normal that he would prioritize the feelings of his daughter-in-law over you. If anything, you're lucky he hasn't been more harsh on you. You're lucky he hasn't forced you out and made you homeless. He could have done that whenever he wanted. But he knew that you had nowhere to go, so he's given you time to find a new place. You should be more thankful to him.
Who do you think you are? I'm not going to let you talk to me like that. You have no right to lecture me.
Anyway, every single box has been returned to your house.
What? Why would you do that?
James said he didn't want your stuff taking up space in the hallway while you searched for a new place, so all of the boxes have been stacked up inside the storage shed in the garden. By David.
David did that, but I thought he was at work.
He was, but when we decided that the best course of action was to send everything back, he left work early for me, because I can't carry heavy loads. I'm pregnant.
What? Why didn't you tell me that? I can't believe it! You're pregnant? That's even more reason for me to come live with you and David.
I don't see why that's another reason. You'll need help around the house when the baby comes. You'll be much more at ease if I'm around. You can go straight back to work and leave the baby with me. We're fine. When we're closer to the due date, my mom will be coming to stay with us for a while. She raised 4 children, so she'll be a great help. And I respect her as a mother.
And I've already raised 2 fine boys. I raised the man you're married to, so that says something. You'll need someone like me around.
I heard from David's dad that you haven't been helping with any of the housework these past few years, and you spend most of your time fawning over a young actor that you recently became a fan of. I don't think I can trust someone who's spent her spouse's savings on buying fan merchandise, and doesn't even feel guilty about it. I don't trust you enough to leave you alone in my home with my child.
Why do you know about that? I haven't told David any of that.
I heard from James when I asked him how things were going. And when David was moving the boxes, he had to open the heavier ones to lighten the load. We saw that it was filled with magazines, CDs, and DVDs. You must have spent a lot of James's money considering the amount of boxes that were filled to the brim.
You opened them? I specifically told you not to touch my things. If you've broken anything, I'll have you reimbursing me. I can't believe you would touch my things without my permission. Just how insensitive are you?
By the way, your things would have never fit in the room you asked for, and that room has been set up for the baby, so you wouldn't be able to stay anyways. That's why I told you we didn't have any space, but you wouldn't listen no matter what I said.
Then what am I supposed to do? I made all these preparations to live with you. And I'm already at the station. I came all this way.
That happened because you didn't even ask for our permission before packing up your things. We never asked you to come, and we never said that you could stay. I think it's best that you go back to your house, or rather your husband's house, and ask if you can stay for a little longer while you find your own place. Your eldest son's old apartment is paid for until the end of the month, and he suggested that you could stay there. Might be a better idea for you to talk to them about that when you get back. Well, you'll have to apologize to his wife first.
What about David? What did he say? Isn't he on my side? He'll let me stay with you two if you ask him.
He's saying that he doesn't want to have anything to do with you. You've already caused him a lot of trouble in the past, and it seems that this was the last straw. We've finally finished moving your boxes, so we'll be going home now, but I suggest you go back to your house while you still can, since there aren't a lot of trains running this evening. You'll end up having to sleep at the station if you don't hurry up and make up your mind. Even if you get back, I think the first step you'll have to take is to apologize to your eldest son and his wife so that they can feel comfortable with you letting you in. Considering all the pain and trouble you've caused, it looks like the real baggage is yourself. A few days later, Mary ended up having to carry all her luggage back home the way she came. She returned, but by the time she got there, her husband, son, daughter-in-law, and grandchildren were all having dinner. They didn't even let Mary in. But Mary had nowhere else to go, so she finally acknowledged what she had done to her daughter-in-law up until now and apologized to her. She was allowed back into the house under the condition that she would leave the next day. She spent the night, but had to wake up early in the morning to take her luggage to the apartment her eldest son and his family had been living in. But she would only be able to stay there until the end of the month, so she had to find a decent place to stay herself. In the 40 years she had been married to James, Mary had never worked, so it was unclear whether she would be able to find a decent place by herself.